This week on Pop Fiction, Hulkamania, Black Adam, Yee, Cox, Lotto, and 252 recommends something cool.
I think that's yay.
Yay is spelled Y-E-A-H.
Yeah, but you're not wrong, JB.
Y-E is Yee.
You know what?
Find it in Shakespeare
we've
plays.
got a great editor. He's going to cut it right when I said what I said.
Ready? Bop, bop, bop. Nope. I'm going to let it bang. Okay, this is 252 Pop Fiction, where you'll find all the news and reviews and pop culture that's right to type. Today's top story.
Charlie Cox's return to the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Matt Murdock / Daredevil, first in Spider-Man No Way Home and then in She-Hulk. The actor seized the chance to express his gratitude to the fans for rescuing his career as he readies to face a fresh challenge in Daredevil Born Again. Isn't that one of your favorite stories?
It's one of my favorite stories.
Yeah.
You guys did a hella trades on that too, didn't
Yes,
you?
we did.
Written by
Frank Miller.
I saw an interview with Charlie Cox, and he said that he was like at the house, like playing with the kids or something like that, and he gets the phone call.
Oh yeah,
and he was
The
like,
Nick Fury phone call?
yeah, and he was like you're playing with me, right? And they're like, nah, because he lives in like Australia or something like that. And they were like, hey, we got this thing, you want to be a part? And he said, even when they came in, they were like, yeah, we need you to go down for a fitting. And he goes, a fitting? And he's like, I don't think I gained too much. I think I feel like I'm still the same size. Like, just give me the suit. I'll put it on. You get me the suit, and I respond. And they was like, it was the new suit and everything like that.
That was a hideously ugly suit.
Oh,
I mustard yellow. Get rid of it. They
was
changed
more of
it to red for a reason.
It was a primer yellow. Actually, in the comic books, it was a kind of a bright yellow.
Yeah, it was a bright yellow,
Yeah.
but it's just
a lot of times those comic book things don't transfer
Translate,
from the page to the screen.
But sometimes it's just nice to see it on the big screen.
I love it.
you know,
Oh,
it
it's
gets me. Me and my 9-year-old nephew were watching Pocahontas, and he immediately wants to watch Pocahontas too. And I said, dude, the sequel will disappoint you every time. Frank Miller is not that guy. He'll write something fantastic.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And you're like, don't do it again. You're
Yeah.
just going to come back and it's going to
The
suck.
Dark Knight Returns.
Born Again.
Yeah.
He came back for Born Again, and it was fantastic. And he just keeps coming back, and his stuff gets better and better. So I'm
All right.
really looking forward to Daredevil Born Again.
I hope it measures up. I doubt it, but I do have faith.
You know what I like that JB's favorite DC and favorite Marvel characters are each wearing red suits
Yeah.
with a symbol on the front. Yeah, that's awesome.
According to the California Lottery, there isn't much time left for the owner of a winning Super Lotto Plus ticket worth $38 million to collect his prize. All 6 winning numbers from the drawing on April 30th were included on the winning ticket, which was bought at a 7-Eleven location in San Diego at 430 Spruce Street.
That's a lot of good info. Have we been there?
No, wait. There was that time when we were walking aimlessly. Wait a minute. Me, you, and Flip.
Yeah.
We were lost.
And we were trying
And
to get
Betsy
those
had to
accent
come
on.
get us. As a matter of fact, I think that's exactly where we were.
I think you guys had a winning ticket.
I didn't buy a ticket.
I think he bought a black and mild.
Just half.
It is what it is.
Adidas has immediately severed its collaboration with Kanye West. The sportswear manufacturer stated in a statement that it does not allow anti-Semitism and any other type of hate speech, and that is the most recent remarks were unacceptable, vile, and deadly. The company's values of diversity and inclusion, mutual respect, and fairness were broken, according to Adidas. Well, as a fan of not only the artists involved and
Do we gotta get the bleep button ready?
No.
Okay.
bleep button.
What the hell is Kevin about to say?
I stand behind everything that he said.
He said something slight. I think it was in 2016 where it says if he supports black people, the white people don't care. If he supports the white people, the black people don't care, and he can't support anybody at this point. So it doesn't matter what he says.
I've only seen him a few times on TV, granted. I've never heard a single song he's played. Mm-hmm. But every time few times I've seen him, he's an idiot. He's talking out his ass. He ran up on stage because he didn't like the winner of the show.
That's not true. He ran up on stage because he thought Beyonce had a better video.
Oh, okay. That's
all due respect. He said all due respect to you, Taylor. But Beyonce had the best video of the year.
Yeah, see, the thing is,
he's been off his medication
say,
ever since his mom died, man. He's mentally ill. And we shouldn't talk bad about the mentally ill.
I'm talking bad about him. He talks like an idiot. He's a bridge burner. He just burned his Adidas bridge, and he's going to burn many more before he's done.
Hey, yeah, but when he was talking about White Lives Matter, you didn't really see Adidas start severing ties. It's only when he started talking about this other stuff where they started severing ties.
Yeah, it's all political, and it's a conspiracy against him.
You know,
everything's a conspiracy against
I've got a worse looking shoe than the Yeezy that I'd like to pitch to Adidas. $1 million idea. Looks like shit.
Kanye got a pair.
I know.
I got 7 pairs. 7 pairs.
This week's review.
5 studio albums on vinyl.
I can't abide by that. This week's review. Black Adam. Teth Adam received the powerful god's power in prehistoric Kondak. After employing his abilities for retribution, he was captured and transformed into Black Adam. After almost 5,000 years, Black Adam has evolved from a real person to a story of legend. Now that he is free, the Justice Society, made up of Hawkeye, Dr. Fate...
Hawkman.
What'd I say?
Hawkeye.
My Freudian slip. Hawkman, Dr. Fate, Atom Smasher, and Cyclone challenges his one-of-a-kind brand of vengeful justice.
There you go.
Hawkeye, Doctor Strange, Tony Stark, Hulk, and Cyclops.
Yeah, I would say.
Ant-Man.
First, okay. So I'm gonna go out and say this. I like the movie.
I did too. I enjoyed it.
I definitely enjoyed it. I did have problems with it. A lot of my problems I had was with the side characters, especially those in the family. The kid was very annoying. The mom was a little too full of herself. And the bad guy, again...
mouthy broad, huh?
Well, you know... I didn't like...
Actually, I love him.
I didn't like one part. I enjoyed the movie, but I didn't like the fact that they spent 2/3 of the movie trying to imprison him, and then he was released 30 seconds later.
Right.
That was annoying. But overall, I thought the movie was enjoyable. I love seeing the Justice Society. You don't see them very often.
No.
And Dr. Fate, my 9-year-old nephew, he went nuts over Dr. Fate.
I would have to say Pierce
Brosnan was great.
He did a good job, right?
I was impressed with Hawkman too.
I think we talked about this before. Like Aldous Hodges, his Hawkman was good because Hawkman wasn't a very likable character.
No, he's not. He's thoroughly unlikable. Him and his wife are both holier than thou pricks, and the only one they get along with is Batman. And what's funny is Green Arrow is exactly the same way. He thinks he's better than everybody, and the only one he gets along with is Batman.
Wow. Batman, lover of pricks.
Yeah, his friends are all annoying.
Before we get into that,
that's in the comics. That's in the comics. I'm not talking about any of the shows.
I would say, going just in the movie itself, there was a couple of storyline things that were like, all right, seriously, this is what you guys are doing. But I would have to say, for the pacing, the action. And you know what? I was surprised it wasn't The Rock being The Rock, because that's what I thought. I thought we was going to see The Rock being The Rock and not Black Adam. He actually was playing.
I loved it when he first came out, and even though he said it in Kondak, he just said, "Your magic is weak." I said, "Now that's Black Adam." Quick word, and then he smashes everybody.
I was just waiting for the eyebrow. It didn't come. I was waiting for it.
No people's elbow.
No people's elbow.
No rock bottom.
There was nothing. No classic rockisms happened. That was good.
And he was super skinny.
That was definitely.
That was weird to look at, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, they definitely Steve Rogers him.
Yeah, but they left The Rock's actual head, which was too big.
It was a little big
for that body. But what did Hart? What did you say? It was.
I said it was the best DC and movie, but the worst Marvel movie.
Yeah,
so,
it was. It had its faults, but overall, I mean, it was a solid.
Yeah, I give it a 60 out of 100.
I wouldn't call it the worst Marvel movie.
All
I
right.
would rather
You know
watch
what?
Black Adam than the Eternals
All
any
right,
day.
you got me.
Why do we
You
got to
got
take
me.
another
Okay.
shot at
You
the
got me.
Eternals?
You know what?
We can take shots at the Eternals all day.
No,
it was
we can't.
garbage.
Yes, we can.
It was too long, and it was garbage.
I was not.
I was also disappointed.
You fell asleep on the movie.
Yeah, the first time. But I watched it 2 more times and I enjoyed it.
I'm not watching
hey,
that.
buddy.
I just think the best DC movie is just a bad Marvel movie at the end of the day.
Well, there you go. But it held my attention. It was entertaining. There were some nice surprises, a few dips and dashes and turns and all that.
I did think there was one thing, the whatever the love pairing they were trying to do between the Atom Smasher and Cyclone, they was doing a little something.
That was the other thing I was
It
disappointed
just
with.
seemed like a CW shoe-in love and
No, what I was really disappointed with was the fact that they put Atom Smasher and Cyclone in the Justice Society. They have a great line of heroes that were in Justice Society. Why put those two in? They were just. I thought if you removed them from the movie, it would have had no effect on the movie. It would have been just
100%.
I agree.
I was like, who the hell? Because at first I thought, I'd say, Atom doesn't grow, he shrinks.
Yeah.
And then I was like, Atom Smasher? Who the hell is that? And who the hell is that girl?
All right. Well, they explained it.
But bonus for Henry Winkler being in the movie.
Oh yeah, that
Bonus.
was wonderful.
I was like,
an
what?
extra
Yeah,
8 points.
he was good for the brief moment he was good.
Yeah.
But I'm like, of all the members of the Justice Society, who the hell is Atom Smasher and Cyclone? That was another thing I was disappointed with.
And the backstory wasn't much, and there were stretches that kind of dragged a bit, but that end scene, it was worth it.
Yeah. 2 thumbs down, but we're reviewing it, so it's 2 thumbs up.
Pay us, DC.
They'll pay Flash first.
Yeah, no doubt. This week, 252 recommends 3, 2, 1 Contact. Now, if you're about 50 years old, you'll know 3-2 Contact was from the Children's Television Workshop, or CTW, and it was a science educational television program. From about 1980 to 88, it broadcast on PBS, and again from 99 to 02, I never watched that, it appeared on Noggin. The program demonstrates how scientific ideas can be applied.
Is that the one that Professor Proton?
No.
I remember only the intro because that's when I would change the channel.
Oh.
I did not like
Are you
3, 2, 1
serious?
Contact.
That was great.
I didn't like it.
You gotta watch it now for the throwback outfits. Everybody's got an afro
Yeah.
and bell bottoms and stuff.
It was so
Great.
70s, early 80s.
Oh, for sure. Everybody looked like Dwayne from What's Happening.
Hey!
But yeah, I learned a lot of scientific stuff. I may have learned the scientific method off of that show back in the early 80s.
Yeah, I do remember you using the hairspray and lighter trick.
Yeah.
Remember that time you caught your glove on fire in art class because you were the Joker and you were trying to make a fireball?
Yeah, and I put a little too much hairspray on my gloved
And-
hand,
yeah.
and it was really on fire.
And you were standing up so everybody got to see you. And in this purple suit with this green high top fade.
That could have been a bad situation, but luckily I was able to beat it out. The fire, that is.
252 remembers Hulkamania.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, little holsters. In the 1980s, pro wrestling reached unprecedented heights as a result of the involvement of pop artists like Cyndi Lauper and imposing figures like Hulk Hogan. From 1984 to 1988, the muscular blonde with his 24-inch pythons ruled over the World Wrestling Federation champion as its most well-liked superstar, some would claim of all time.
He would never put anybody over.
Yeah.
Never.
Well, if you look at all the, okay, all right, so that's the.
He's claiming
that's
Undertaker was hurting him.
Yeah,
He
behind
dropped him on the head.
that's all that behind the scenes stuff. But during that time in the 80s, Hulkamania truly was running wild. Everyone, your mother, your father, your grandparents, everybody knew who Hulk Hogan was. everybody knew about 24-inch pythons. Everybody knew about saying your prayers and eating your vitamins. It's so funny. I was watching an episode of Young Rock, and he was when he was little, like little Dewey, and he was like, say have your eat your vitamins, and then Dewey was like, hey, what vitamins should I be taking?
That's pretty funny. Yeah, did you ever have a yellow shirt with the red letters across that said Hulkamania?
No, I couldn't afford that.
You goddamn right I didn't have it because I couldn't afford it.
But what I did do is I would rip my shirts. Like when a shirt was really old, I would go ahead and try to rip it off like Hogan, but I always had to put the starter rip in it.
Yeah, of course.
So
what's ironic about Hulk Hogan is I was watching a documentary you probably haven't seen. It's called The Unreal History of Professional Wrestling. And they were talking about Vince McMahon's dad would always hire authentic wrestlers. Real wrestlers, like the Iron Sheik was the number 2 state wrestler for Iran. When he came over, he said, Hulk Hogan,
number 1.
Hulk Hogan was hired by his son, Vince McMahon. He was the first member of the WWF who had absolutely no wrestling background. He was a bodybuilder.
He just looked good.
And a model.
Yeah.
And they hired him to be a wrestler.
With awful hair.
With awful hair.
It was thinning. But that's what the do-rag was for.
I know. And it looked bad.
First it was the headband, then the headband to the do-rag.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Now
the skullet just is not the
Skullet.
I'm Ralphie D, and that's news to me.
I'm JB, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
We'd like to hear what you think. Leave us a comment down below. Let your opinion be heard.
And if you like this video, please check out other videos on our channel.
And I'd like to give a shout out to my man Steve at West Coast Design. He made this beautiful belt for me. Check him out. And I rock this thing. All Halloween, baby. Looks good. And this is 252 Pop Fiction, where you'll hear it first.
I was supposed to catch it.
You were supposed to catch it. You were supposed to do the drum beat.
Adonis, pull yourself together.